So, I think by anyone's measure, the Super Bowl stunk. The Super Bowl stunk. Odyssey, I mean, you've got the power. You've got the power. Man, where do we start with the Super Bowl? Okay, there's a lot of aspects of this. Like, every aspect of the Super Bowl stunk. Every aspect. Okay, let's start with the announcing, because that's just, like, the easy one to just touch on. Man, like, oh my god, could you have any more cut and dry announcing? Like, I get it was only a 3-3 game, but man, like, it was just so, like, there was no excitement. They were like, oh yeah! Tony Romo's play calling is, you know, it's good, but Jim Nantz is like the most traditional commentator. And yeah, Tony Romo was even flat too. Like, yeah, he was predicting plays, but like he had no one to bounce off of. Like, Jim Nantz is like did not even follow any of Tony Romo's, like, he would say something and Jim Nantz would just be like, ball's on the 40-yard line and the pass goes out. It's like, dude, this is the Super Bowl. Like, I really don't understand why companies or stations keep on, like, with these commentators that are just so, like, they're just, like, so professional and so, like, there's just no personality. I don't know who likes to watch that, especially for, like, the biggest stage, right? Like, who wants to watch people just be like, oh, all right, they're setting up now. Like, I don't know about you guys. I would like some hype. I'd like some pizzazz. Give me some flavor to the commentary. Like, holy crap, man. Like, I get that they didn't really have much to comment on, right? It was like, the game itself was super boring. But still, like, oh my god, they could have done something. Oh! I don't like that. I think that it's just like, oh, Tony Romo was trying a little bit. But yeah. Anyways, so that's that. There's not too much to harp on that. The commentary was just flat as could be. Let's talk about the gameplay. Oh my god, the gameplay, guys. Wow. I mean, yeah, it was the defensive game, props to the defensive sides. That's not interesting to anyone. I mean, the Rams are, what, they were a 12-3 team? Did they have an offensive line for their season? Were there hurt players? What's the quarterback's name? Goff? He had like 2.1 seconds to throw the ball. And even when he had time, his throws weren't great. Like, he completely just did not show up to the game at all. Like, yeah, I mean, he didn't have a lot of time for most of the plays. He was sacked a bunch of times, but still, when he had time, he still was off. It was punts galore. The game was 3-3 into the fourth quarter. 3-3. Into the fourth. As soon as the Patriots scored that touchdown, I was like, there's no way. There's no way that the other team is getting any points. Like, and people are like, oh, the Patriots. What about them? What about them? It's like, yeah, they won the game, but it's like, I mean, oof. I mean, they were competing to be the worst. It was like a competition to see which team did not want to show up. I think the Rams tried they tried the hardest to lose, and they did that. By far the most boring Super Bowl today. Oh, by far. By far. 3-3 into the fourth. 3-3. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm saying, like, the commentators didn't really have much to comment on, because it was like the most excitement that we saw from the commentators was the punt. There was a punt that was like the longest punt in Super Bowl history of, what was it, 65 yards or something? And that was the most excitement I heard from them. And it's sad because even they were like, oh, oh, this is the most exciting part of the game. The commentators literally said that. You could tell they were suffering. I thought Jim Nantz was gonna have a heart attack. He was awake for that punt. He was there for that punt. He was pumped for the punt. Three to three. It was 3-2-3, and there was a missed field goal on the Pats side. It could have been 6-3. And yeah, the defense did well, and the Rams' offense played poorly. Man, just low-scoring games like that. I mean, it just wasn't even that it was low-scoring. Like, it just was like, there was not even like any real big plays, is the thing as well. It's not like it was just low-scoring. It just was like unremarkable playing. Like, just, there was no real pizzazz or anything. There's slow scoring and there's no action at all. Yeah. Yeah. It was a combination of like, yeah, both of that. I'm just tired of the Patriots always in the Super Bowl every year. I don't know. I'm like getting tired of hating on the Patriots because they just always win, and it's just so much energy that's just like, oh man, yeah, they won again. It's almost like I used to like hate them and I was like rooting against them and really just like, yeah, like I hope they lose. And now it's just like kind of becoming what's the word? Just not like complacent, I guess. Relinquished from caring. Just kind of accepting that it's a thing. Where it's like the Patriots are good, they're in the Super Bowl. Alright, you know, everyone just becomes kind of just like numb to it. I think. Is Tom Brady retiring? I think they mentioned that. Where do you watch the NFL thing on TV? Apathetic, there we go. Apathetic. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm personally becoming apathetic to them playing and winning. Same thing as NBA, same teams over and over again. I mean, because it's like a team that plays well, it's so much easier to maintain a team that's playing well together than it is to fix a team that's broken in a million ways. Like, it just takes so much time to rebuild teams. Especially when it's like, you're moving around millions of dollars in contracts. And there's just all these, it's just a mess. It's like, when you have a team that's together, it's like, oh, you know, oh, everything's good, but, you know, one of our linemen are retiring. Well, we're just gonna spend our money on just getting a new lineman, and that's all we need to focus on. And yeah, Tom Brady's a good quarterback. He's super smart. No, not Jack. I actually don't mind the Patriots being in the Super Bowl because I want to watch them lose the Super Bowl. Like, that's why I like having them. Like, I didn't mind them going to the Super Bowl. I expected them to go to the Super Bowl. But I was really hoping that they would lose. Oof, I'm from Boston. Yeah, it's like, I mean, people, there's a lot of controversy with the Patriots, but yeah, so the game was boring, the announcers were boring. The halftime show was what? was a hot mess if I've ever seen a halftime show. What were they doing? What were they doing at the halftime show? The halftime show had Maroon 5, who didn't play a song that did not play a song that was made in the last decade. I think the newest song they played was "Moves Like Jagger." What year did that come out? 2010. Okay, 9 years ago. So that's their most relevant song, a 9-year-old song. Maroon 5 with Travis Scott and Big Boy, right? If that doesn't sound like a mess, then just watch the halftime show and you will actually see how messy it was. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense at all. Like Maroon 5, like their songs, they're like Beauty Queen of only 18. And then it's like dropping bars, and half of it was like bleeped out. So it was just like it's like, and then it'd be like moves like Jagger, woo, moves like Jagger. The big boy comes out, it's like I was like, what is happening? What is happening? The best part of the halftime show was SpongeBob, the SpongeBob Sweet Victory tease that they didn't even actually do, which honestly would have just saved that halftime show. That would have saved it. I was like so excited for that. I was like, okay, this halftime show is being redeemed. No, they just teased it. So you have like these genres being mixed together that had no flow. I don't think anyone enjoyed any part of that. Like, yeah, I like the Maroon 5 songs, but then it's like you mix in this rap in between and it doesn't make any sense. And I don't mind rap, like it's not like I don't like those songs, but it's just like, why are you mixing it in between like these like slow ballads? What? It's very weird. It's very weird. And then like Adam Levine just was like stripping slowly. And it's just like, what is happening? Like, and then they have like all these effects and then it just gets really like mellowed out instantly. It's like up and down and up and down. It was like it honestly felt like they were trying to appeal to very specific niche audiences and then trying to make it work as one thing. No, that's not how that works, dude. They should have just gotten Imagine Dragons. Honestly, I will still argue that Imagine Dragons would make for a great halftime show. Or bring back Beyonce. You had like Beyonce or like Katy Perry or Lady Gaga doing all these like acrobatic crap and everything. I think Beyonce had one of the best halftime shows. And this was just like, what are they going for? I just didn't get it. I did not get it. I didn't get it at all. There was no left shark. Yeah, I was not a fan. We need a Rebecca Black halftime show. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sneaker. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird. They need something that's just as like, it's just generally fun. It's not, it's like they were like, it was like two spectrums of like trying to be emotional and trying to be like hardcore. It didn't work. It just did not work at all. And then there are the Super Bowl commercials. The Super Bowl commercials. If you guys saw my Twitter, you guys have seen tidbits of my thoughts. The Super Bowl commercials used to be the best part of the Super Bowl. Honestly. And I like football. Like, I'm a football fan. I like football. But, like, I really did look forward to also watching the commercials, especially when your team's not in the Super Bowl. It's like, oh, these teams I don't have, really any passion for particularly. I hope it's a good game. But the commercials should be good. You know, I only tweeted like 4 times. Man, now granted, there were some funny commercials. What were you guys' favorite commercials? The Game of Thrones Bud Light one was probably the best. Like, that just threw me for a loop. That was funny. It was funny. It teased something I was interested in. It was a good time. The Amazon one was good too. The Amazon with the Boston Terrier ordering some dog food. That was good. Said Bilali. What's your Twitter? Exclamation point Twitter. Thank you, Wes. So there was like, I would say less than 5 that were like good. And honestly, I can't even think of a third one. We need to get Booker one of those collars. The mermaid ad. I don't remember that one. I don't remember. The mermaid ad was weird. Oh, the Captain Marvel trailer gave me goosebumps. That I watched like 3 times in a row. On Twitter, I just kept watching it. The Endgame one didn't. I mean, I liked that they teased something. I liked that was there, but they didn't really show anything. You know, it was like kind of like, oh, Avengers is coming. Here are the Avengers. Like, we know that they're, you know, they're there. They didn't really show too much though, so I can't really say that it was like a good commercial. It was like 10 seconds of like just you saw them. The robot with the job and the emotions. Oh yeah, the which one was that one? That was the it was the tax thing, the tax one. The TurboTax, yeah. I don't remember the mermaid one. So yeah, I mean, they were like, you know, yeah, Yumar. So yeah, there were like, I would say like 3 commercials that were good. I remember watching the Super Bowl and you went to like a page that just went through all the best commercials. And you just watched like 10 plus commercials that were just all fun. You like couldn't even pick the best one. Now, here's my gripe. The commercials nowadays, it's like, honestly, it feels like every company is just trying to tout how woke or virtuous they are, right? Like, it's like, and there was a commercial, I think it was a beer commercial, and it was very subtle, and it's actually what clicked for me. It was like the 3rd or 4th quarter, and it was like, and it was super subtle. It was just like, our beer, the energy to make our beer comes from wind power or something. It was super subtle. They just kind of mentioned it. But then it was like, then that's just when it hit me, where it's like every commercial is saying like how like they're the best company ever. Like they're so holy, right? Like, oh, we're so pure. We do this. We're doing that. We want to make you feel like, you know, it's just, it was just too much. It's like so heavy. I honestly was like getting like drained from watching the commercials because every commercial was trying to be so either emotional or like, you know, this is what we're doing. Our company cares about people. The Verizon commercials honestly made me cry. But like, screw Verizon. Like, Verizon is such a greedy, nasty, monopolistic company. Like, they're not... Like, what are they doing? It's like they're trying to do this commercial to like... It's literally just to like save themselves and make them seem good. Which is just... It's just like, what are you actually doing for people? Nothing. You screw people over all the time. So now the Super Bowl has become this chance for every company that makes so much money that they can afford a Super Bowl commercial, because they make so much money screwing over the consumers. They make so much money at the top that they can make these commercials that say nothing about them, but then they get all this like clout for being like this super caring and woke company. It's like, no, dude, no. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with companies doing good things, if they're actually doing good things. Like using their product or brand for positive messaging. I don't have a problem with that. But it's like, okay. Like Verizon, and it's just like there's so many, and it's just like the subtle things too, where it's like every company just needs to insert some little subtle like, oh, we're good, we're doing good things kind of thing. It's like, dude, oh my god, can we just like have some light-hearted good fun? We don't need every company to like try to redeem themselves on one night. Why don't you run ads like this like all the time? No, you don't. You only do it when people are watching. What's up, Tiger Glue? Just so heavy, man. Why no Streamer Square commercial at Super Bowl? We need like $1 million+ and change for that. Not that that would even be a good investment. Yeah, Toy Story trailer. I don't even think I saw that trailer. That's how you know it's manipulative and not sincere. Yeah, it doesn't come across as sincere when every company is trying to do that. What's up, WeHook? What's up, Knowledge? So yeah, the commercials weren't enjoyable. I felt like I needed to like go to church after watching the commercials. Like the one with the cars, it's like, oh, look at this small town. They highlight this town that's like, oh, hey, the companies, the commercial is saying this, not me. They're like, hey, we're just a bunch of like, you know, left out people that have no future, but hey, we make cars. It's like, what messaging is this sending? Like, you're just putting people down. You're like, oh, we remember us for our cars. It's like, okay, this is weird. Like, what? What is that? You trying to make everyone feel like what? Like what? What do you want us to feel from that? You're making us feel depressed by like painting this picture of these children that like literally are just miserable and like have no future. And then it's like a car commercial. It's like, what? I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be as bad if it was like one or two companies that did some type of like, here's our messaging for you know, being better and stuff. But it's like every company did that, and it's like even in the most subtle ways, every commercial was trying to like redeem the company. Even in the smallest of ways. Oh, we have wind power. Oh, we don't have corn syrup. You know, it's like, oh my god, dude. Oh, it's so tiring. That one was horrible. Basically, their lives are meaningless. Remember them for this car. Yeah, what is that? Who? That doesn't make them feel good. That doesn't make me feel good. What makes me want to buy your car from making two sides feel like pathetic? I don't know, it's not even any of those commercials were like even remotely close to being like a Gillette commercial at all. They weren't even providing any messaging for people. They were just providing messaging for themselves. To explain themselves. It wasn't even anything that they like put themselves out there to say anything actually meaningful. I don't know. What's up, Codigles? The Bud Knight got killed. The worst commercials when the Bud Knight got killed. I think I cried a little. That was hilarious. Groundhog, I will move on when I'm ready to move on, but thank you for the suggestion. Look how virtuous we are, exactly. I think the thing companies don't realize is that millennials only care about good messages in commercials when the companies are actually ethical, right? Ugh. Exactly, like say what you're doing to make a difference. Like the Verizon commercial, what are you donating money to support first responders? Or are you making up for the fact that 364 other days of the year you're garbage? Are you trying to just save face here? Penis. But look, Verizon is throttling our internet because we didn't pass our net neutrality law. So ethical, right? What do you think of the halftime show? I already covered it, but yeah, it was just a mess. It was a hot mess. Verizon is too busy throttling the connections of the first responders. I saw someone tweet about that, and I forgot to read up on it before the stream today. So I didn't really want to comment on it because I don't want to spread something that I don't know is true, but I did hear that. So is that a confirmed thing, Anyang? Is that like a confirmed thing about? Because I did hear that, but I didn't look up any confirmation. It was a big thing last year. Was it the worst Super Bowl ever? Magic 8 Ball says yes, definitely. See, even the 8 Ball knows. Even the 8 Ball knows. Verizon trying to make up for yeah. So the thing is with these commercials, like it's like everyone knows what you're referencing or what you're trying to do, but they don't even own up to it, right? They just try to pretend that they are just, oh, we support our first responders. It's like, dude, you don't support anyone but yourselves. Shut up. What happened is the fire department was on one of Verizon's lower plans, and their service went out because they reached their bandwidth. Verizon, instead of helping them, just forced them to upgrade to a more expensive plan. That doesn't sound surprising at all to me. Save first responders, Verizon throttle. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, Greggle. That was my biggest gripe. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. All these companies are just making vain attempts to distract us from their cutthroat capitalism. 100%, Enyok. 100%. Abso-freaking-lutely. And Verizon is the worst of them. Verizon is the worst of any of those commercials, any of those companies. Like, I saw that commercial and, like, I loved the story and I cried. But, like, then I was like, oh, Verizon. Greggle, thanks for the 100 bits. I say Comcast is worse than Verizon. I mean, we don't even need to have a discussion on which ISP telecom company is the worst. Like it's harder to have a discussion on which one's the best. Like that's like a whole separate thing. But like all these companies, they consistently screw over their customers. They have like the telecom companies have monopolies. Like what they do should be illegal, but they pay so much money through lobbying. Like they have so many people in their pockets that they can get away with it. There are areas in the country where you only have one choice for your internet. One choice. That's it. You live there, you get that company. You don't like their prices, you don't get internet. Sorry. That's all you get. Like what? That sounds illegal. It's ugh.
I'm in love with the Lowco.
What's up, Markstrom? I had the feels from that commercial, but then I remembered I owe Verizon my firstborn if I break my contract, right? And then when I heard about the throttling thing, then I was like, oh, that just makes it even worse, right? Ugh. I have one choice, 6 Mbps max. An hour away from Seattle, Jesus. Who's that Neo Slayer? Uh-huh. No, it's right now, uh-huh. Why do you think Verizon's played a huge part in the whole net neutrality thing? Like Verizon is very known for throttling. Oh, we're just gonna do a commercial that just highlights you know, these stories to make you forget about everything that we do behind the scenes. But hey, here, shed a tear. And just remember, Verizon paid for this, okay? We paid for this. All the money that we have. Probably didn't even notice that they had 2 or 3 Super Bowl commercials. They're just like, whatever. What's up, Anna? Ben. Anyways, we're getting a little off topic, but that is something I'm calling the Lowco Lowdown. We're calling this the Lowco Lowdown when I talk about a specific thing. Having a little chat. Super Bowl edition of the Lowco Lowdown. The first edition of the Lowco Lowdown. The Super Bowl, all in all, was just terrible. I can't think of anything that was good about it. Could anyone give me a positive of the commercial of the Super Bowl? Like, honestly, I felt like I wasted my time. The Lowco Lowdown. I honestly feel like it ended. I really do feel like I just longest punt in Super Bowl history. Yeah, we were talking about how Jim Nantz like woke up from sleeping to make note of that punt. Yeah, if you guys had a good time, I'm happy for you guys. I just sat in my apartment and I honestly just started playing Stardew Valley during the game and then paused to watch the commercials. They killed the Bud Knight. Maybe he'll be rezzed or something. I played Civ, it was great. Oh no, Markstrom, really? Oh no. I feel like if you're like a fan of those teams, like you, or especially the Patriots, you probably enjoyed it more. Being not a fan or just not tied to either of them, like I rooted against the Patriots, but like it just was. Ugh. I made $200 extra at work last night because I delivered food for Super Bowl. Dude, nice. Yeah, that's a busy time to work. I'm pretty sure that was the lowest scoring Super Bowl game in history, so we watched history be made. Yeah, I'd rather just... I would rather have not. Her family's from New England. We're going to counseling. Oh god. Oh. Now tell me how you really felt about the Super Bowl. Okay, here we go. Loved it. So much fun. That's the truth. Okay, that wasn't bad. That was not a bad Scotch room.